This is what you've been waiting for all week. It's time for another episode of the best footballing show in town. All of the top action from the J1 League wrapped up nicely for you. This is the J1 League Goal Zone. Before we get into this weekend's action, a look back at some fixtures that took place earlier in February, where last season's top two faced off at the Nissan Stadium. After half an hour, it was Kawasaki who drew first blood, Akihiro Ianaga putting the champions ahead.
Oh, it's a lovely ball. Played into the box, Ianaga, surely a finish, and he finds the back of the net on this occasion.
Frontale held on to their lead until the 57th minute, when it all started to unravel for them.
Header from Elbert! Oh, that's an outstanding equaliser from the Marinos! Elbert looking lively again into Nakagawa! Oh, a quick-fire double! Has put the Marinos into the lead. Seara looks for Marcos Jr., finds him. Elbert from range! What a move, what a goal from Elbert!
Facing their first defeat early in the campaign, Toru Uniki's substitutions finally started to pay off when Kei Chinen pulled one back for the visitors.
Yamane, the leaping run on the inside, great delivery to the box! And a wonderfully headed finish by Kei Chinen.
But a 78th minute screamer from Nakagawa was enough to put his stamp on a terrific showing by the Tricolour. A big statement from the Marinos to state their intent early in the title race. In the other fixture from Matchweek 9 between Urawa and Kobe, a missed penalty and 3 goals scored in the first 20 minutes provided plenty of drama in Saitama. Shusaku Nishikawa pulled off a brilliant save to keep out Yoshinori Muto's penalty, but less than a minute later there was nothing the keeper could do to stop Muto's wonderful volley, giving Kobe the lead. But Urawa wasted no time and weren't behind for long. Kai Matsuzaki struck the equaliser in the 12th minute, and then Kai Shibato with a bullet header to turn things around for the Reds. Down to 10 men as they approached the hour mark, the hosts held on to a 2-1 lead until the 87th minute, when Tomoaki Makino, on his return to his old club, knocked in a header for Kobe to draw level and steal a point. Just 7 fixtures on the cards then. FC Tokyo kicking things off with a trip up north to play Consadole. Shonan on the road to Osaka, still searching for that first victory. Kashima taking on Nagoya for a chance to top the table, while Reysol had their hands full with Kyoto in town. Consadole pulled off their first win in 2022 when they beat Nagoya last weekend and were now faced with a 5th place Tokyo. Only one loss in 10 games would certainly give the hosts some confidence, but Tokyo might have other ideas of their own, having done similarly well in recent times, with 1 defeat in 6.
Arano has an option to his left and many to his right. He uses one of them, that's Lucas Fernandez. In comes the cross from him. Oh, and it's got there to Milan Tusic, who headed it immediately into the ground, and up it then bounced over the hand of Jakub Sloik. And receiving applause from their fans. Here's Fernandez again. It's a good first touch from him. Teasing the defender on his right foot. Charged down nicely by Morishige. And Fernandez gets a shot in there. It was on its way beyond the far post. Longer ball played now for Tokyo, and that looked as if there was a little bit of handball there, suspicion of handball from Matsuki. The shot in there, and Sugueno at his near post. According to the linesman, made contact with the ball only after it went out of play. Matsuki dispossessed, and away come Hokkaido now. That's a very, very ambitious shot from some 35 yards, quite an angle. Sugueno pumps that forward, looking for Komai, who sends it back to Suga. Left-footed strike from him, but way off the target. Signs that this this could be a more open first half, second half I should say. Outside the box there. Swept into the box by Takamine. There was a couple of players looking to get ahead on it, neither could. Second attempt here. Oh, an effort there from Aoki, palmed away by Slowick. And that return just goes over the bar. Aoki got his forehead to it, and that probably goes down as the best chance of the match so far here in the 72nd minute. It's Tanaka right-footed, and he does have a go. And from that angle, it didn't look as if it was so very far away. Probably both high and wide, but really not so very far. Put a right foot on it. Out swinging. That's a great jump from the substitute, palmed away, and a superb double save from Jakub Slowick. Nakashima rose so well with the header. Slowick got his body in the way and kept out the rebound as well. Here come Tokyo. And there is space for Adalton to work in here. Right-footed cross into the box. And then the header. Sugeno looked as if he comfortably had that covered. And it bounced surely only centimetres. And the referee, I think, has just blown for full-time. Indeed, he has. A game that was all about one side nullifying the other. And this one ends with no goals. It's Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo 0, FC Tokyo 0.
You know, we play like a tough game in Sapporo. First time I like this stadium. It's for me like new, the closed stadium. But of course, Sapporo have like a good team, good coach, and we need to have like a respect to the 1 point. Of course, we wanted win this game, but we need to have like a respect to 1 point. You know, it's not like only me, my job to have like a clean sheet. Everybody, they hard work, and all teammates working in defense, and I am the first offensive player. It's our style, and it's a clean sheet, not only my job. It's like the good job in defense, our team.
Gamba made it 3 games unbeaten, and up against a struggling Shonan side, that should present them with another chance for a positive result. The visitors were yet to win a game all season, and with a winless run standing at 10, it was tough to see them taking anything from this one. Predictably then, it was Gamba who had the first shot on goal, the ball being pulled back to the edge of the box where Doan was waiting, but he dragged his right-footed shot wide. But having held the home team for 30 minutes, Shonan then started to move into gear. Some slick build-up on the right-hand side allowed Shuto Machino to fire one from outside the box, Jun Ichimori having a little bit of trouble with that. Into the second half now, and Shonan still moving the ball well. Hirokazu Ishihara on the right-hand side finds Daiki Sugioka, his shot comfortably saved this time by Ichimori. 13 minutes left now, and Shonan looking good value for a draw. Yuki Ohashi goes on a weaving run down the left-hand side, and when he finally unleashes, it comes away off the foot of the post. And then, what do you know, in the 90th minute, Ishihara on the overlap, a fine cross, beautifully attacked by Shuto Yamamoto. His header gives Shonan their first win of the season. A 5-game win streak was snapped rudely by the Marinos last week, so Kashima were now looking to make amends as they hosted Nagoya. The visitors were also smarting from a loss to Consadole last time out. Both sides would be eager to restore some pride and points in the bank. Here's Rish Roshan Rai.
Maruyama up to Keiya Sento, just drops deep before picking a lovely pass onto this left-hand side for Yuki Soma, up against Tsunemoto. Gets a ball into the area, Mateus Castro gets a shot away, eventually gathered by Kwon Sun-tae. It's an intelligent pass into the danger zone from Soma. Just got it past Sekigawa, the outstretched leg of Sekigawa, unable to divert the ball out for a corner. Fell to Mateus Castro, but got his angles closed off well. Himself back into good positions, but is given away by Kwon Sun-tae. There's a chance for Sento. Lays it off to Castro. Shot straight into the arms of Quansunte. He's done very well. Anzai skipped past a couple of challenges and put the ball into the box. Onto the head of Suzuki, who rises to meet it. As Kashima look for that breakthrough. Iguchi whips it in. Suzuki meets it. Sent it at pace, and Suzuki is able to get away from the attentions of his marker. Perhaps a difficult one to try and redirect towards goal. It was behind him, gets the thumbs up. And it breaks two in midfield. Arthur. Good support from Anzai. Whips it in on his right foot, had the run at the back post from Suzuki, who clattered into the far post. Desperate for the breakthrough here, Kashima. There's Castro, swings it in. There was Nakatani trying to get his head on the end of that delivery from Mateus Castro. Anzai picks up the second ball. He's given it to Matsumura, who forces a strong save from Langerak. And I think that's the first real save of note that Langerak has had to make in this second half. And that will be the final piece of action in this match. It's been a frustrating outing for Kashima Antlers. They huffed and they puffed. Couldn't find a breakthrough against Nagoya Grampus in this second half. But it finishes here at full time. Kashima Antlers 0, Nagoya Grampus 0.
Yeah, it's a logical result because I didn't see any goal chances on both sides. It was a little bit boring, but yeah, two teams defensively strong, and our opponent, we expected that. First of all, defensively, and yeah, it was tough, and at the end we have to accept the result. It's a logical result after that game.
A draw wasn't enough to take the Antlers back to the top of the table, but moved them up to second. Still to come, another top-of-the-table side looking to sneak their way further up the league. Stick around to find out how it went. This is your weekly dose of top-flight action from Asia's best football league. We have it all for you from all across Japan. There's nothing like the J1 League Goal Zone. Back to the action then. This is Matchweek 9 in the J1 League. Having seen their unbeaten streak destroyed in Kyoto last week, Sagan would be looking for some payback when they faced Shimizu. The visitors hadn't found a win in 6 and could be up for a whipping in Tosu. It was Shimizu, though, who had the better of the first half. Here in the 22nd minute, Yuito Suzuki putting a fabulous first touch, and that ball in from Rion Yamahara, but his shot going straight at the goalkeeper Park Il-gyu. 4 minutes later, and Suzuki turned into the supplier. His ball into the box, met by Kazuhiro Nakayama, whose header dropped agonizingly over the crossbar. Early in the second half now, and Sagan finally finding their feet. Akito Fujita finds Yuki Horigome, who takes a nice touch to put that onto his left foot, hammering it straight towards the goalkeeper. It was looking like this could be anyone's game. And perhaps then it might all come down to a costly error. That might have been on Park's mind as he went for a walkabout, gave the ball away, but Suzuki not quite able to drop the ball into the net. 55 minutes in, and the short corner goes all the way to the back post where Yuki Kakita is waiting, but he drills his shot straight at Shuichi Gonda. The last chance to take all of the points fell to Shimizu. Thiago Santana, showing plenty of skill, finally gets into a shooting position, but he pulls his shot wide. No goals in this one, and it's a point apiece. Another club in a similar position, Jubilo, had been winless in 5 and now faced a Sanfrecce club who'd found their form of late. With 3 wins and 3 clean sheets, another victory in Iwata would be a chance to push the visitors into the top 5. And the visitors started well. Just 8 minutes in here, the ball's played over the top to Makoto Mitsuta. The goalkeeper refuses to come forward, meaning the lob becomes more difficult and ends up going over the top. But just a few moments later and Mitsuta was in action again. Junior Santos breaking very smartly with Mitsuta on his left. Finally the ball's played in and instead of going for the return pass, he aims for goal and can't find the target. When the first goal did come, it was at the other end of the field. After some good work from Kotaro Omori on the left-hand side, perhaps a little bit of good fortune sees the ball land at Yuto Suzuki's feet, but what a strike that is to open the scoring. 1-0 at the break, but early in the second half, Sanfrecce were back on level terms. Taishi Matsumoto sends the ball in from the left-hand side, and in an attempt to clear, Ricardo Graca puts the ball into his own net. That seemed to spur on the visitors, who then had a magnificent spell. First of all, Shunki Higashi had the confidence for this left-footed effort from range. Then Junior Santos got himself on the end of a ball headed across goal, but it came at an awkward height and he couldn't keep his shot down. Still they came forward and Jubilo seemed to be wilting. Sho Sasaki with the through ball gets it back and strikes from inside the box, kept out though by Miura's legs. Then, just after the hour mark, their efforts were rewarded. Clever passing down the left-hand side. Tsukasa Morishima gets the ball across the box, finding Mitsuta, and Sanfrecce go 2-1 up. Looking to make it 3 in the 78th minute, Sanfrecce had plenty of men up front, looking for the goal. It was Junior Santos who was picked out. He pulls the trigger, but denied by Miura. A chance for Jubilo was now long overdue. A tantalising corner finds the head of Fabian Gonzalez, and his header clips the upright. Buoyed by that, they would come again in the 89th minute. With the ball played in from the right-hand side, Sanfrecce failed to take the opportunity to clear. Gonzalez takes advantage, and they find their equaliser in a thrilling contest that finishes 2-2. Avispa may be tough to break down at the back, but their troubles in front of goal continued as they failed to score in their 3rd straight game last time out. Cerezo came into this one on a solid run of form, winning their last 3 on the road and might just take another in Fukuoka. And the away specialists had their first opportunity midway through the first half. Hikaru Nakahara's cross, met by Hirotaka Tameda, and that one just tipped over the crossbar by the goalkeeper. Into the second half now, and a Visper on the attack. Takaki Shishi's long ball falls very nicely for Lukian, who has the time to turn, but pulls his shot wide of the left-hand upright. From an outswinging 69th minute corner, Juanma Delgado's header, fortunately for Kim Jin-hyun, falls straight into the custodian's hands. 18 minutes to go and Jordi Crew picks up the goalkeeper's clearance, and after a nice touch in the box from his cross, it falls to Shun Nakamura, whose left-footed shot brushes the goalpost. Still plenty of time for one of these two sides to steal it. Crew sends the ball into the penalty area. Delgado with another fine header. Kim fumbles it and almost gives up the opening goal. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Last chance for Cerezo to bag the points. A teasing cross from Riku Matsuda. Sota Kitano's header wide of the post. And this one finishes 0-0. Two sides that had started this season with terrific runs in the league squared off in our final fixture. Kashiwa saw their 4-game unbeaten run snapped by Kawasaki previously, just their second loss of the year. Kyoto on a sparkling return to the top flight, 2 defeats across 11 games, with Peter Utaka leading the league in goals. A compelling battle in, here's Mark Richmond.
way back to Inoue. Bravely using Kami Fukumoto, just about got the ball away from Hosoya. They're playing it very dangerously. They're confident enough. I mean, when it's pulled off, it's brilliant to watch. But any mistake then, player gambling on just sliding it through, that could have been the opening goal of the game. Certainly set some palpitations on the subs bench, but nothing more than that. And now they have a shooting opportunity. It's deflected, it's gone into the back of the net, and it's the opening goal of the game, and it comes from Kyoto Sanga. The fans absolutely exuberant and delirious. And it comes at a time when they were just passing and dawdling about inside their own half, and then they broke it forward. And the next thing you knew, they had players out on the left with so much space, acres of space. Took a deflection in the end. Koga had already blocked 2 shots earlier on, couldn't block this one as it went flying in off him into the back of the net. Ogiwara it is. Second of the season. He scored away against Vissar Kobe, and he's now scored away against Kashiwa Reysol. 4 years. They got the goal early. That's the first half. They're trying to score early in the second half, and they have. Peter Utaka picking up the loose ball yet again. That's his 7th of the season. Utaka. Well, his last J1 League goal prior to this year came as an FC Tokyo player against Kashiwa Reysol, and his latest against Kashiwa Reysol sees him topping the J.League top scorers charts. All onside, all clear, and when that shot came in, Peter Otaka was certainly onside. That's the nous of a striker, an experienced one. Knew exactly where to go and where to gamble and when to pounce. Kawasaki found some room against Toshima, who was not strong enough in that challenge. Got a little deflection. Seongyu could only parry, and Utaka was right there to tap in the loose ball. And it's 2-0 now, Kyoto Sanga. Opportunity now for the breakaway. Nakamura is on the ball. Just Hosoya in front of him. Matios Savio trying to burst his hamstring to get forward to support. Here is Matios. Hosoya has allowed the ball to run all the way through for Koyamatsu. Koyamatsu! Combination of goalkeeper and defender kept that one out, and the header through by Hosoya. Didn't carry enough power to beat Kami Fukumoto. And he almost found the angle to haul Kashiwa Reysol right back into this game. There we go. Right here, he was always going to switch it. It was a very good save by the defender in the first place. Another disappointing ball, easily picked up by the tireless Ogiwara inside to Utaka. Still Utaka creating the angle for the shot. And almost finding a killer goal. Well, the Kashiwa Reysol home steamer comes to a standstill. 3 wins in a row, stopped by a resurgent, charging Kyoto Sanga, who are playing some impressive football, filled with energy, pride, and loads of pressing to hassle you and take you out of their stride. Goals from Ogiwara and Peter Otaka mean that Kyoto Sanga have won against Kashiwa Reysol in the J1 League for the first time since 2002.
A look at all the results for you then. Consadole with another draw to their name after a goalless affair at home with Tokyo. 4 other stalemates this week, with only the one in Jubilo producing goals. 2-2 the scoreline to see them share the points with Sanfrecce. A last-minute header in Osaka handed Shonan their first win in dramatic fashion. A missed opportunity for Kashima to top the table after dropping points at home, but they move into second and are only a point behind the leaders Kawasaki. Reysol missed their first chance to move up the table after their loss, and a big win for Sanga puts them up to 5th, a point behind Kashiwa. Little movement at the bottom of the table. Jubilo and Shimizu, with their 3rd consecutive draws, are hovering just above the drop zone. Shonan finally opened up their account with a win, taking them off the bottom, but they are still in relegation waters. Kobe on AFC duty this week are the only team left without a win this season. Hope you've enjoyed our roundup from the very best of Japanese football. My name's Steve Dawson, and we'll see you next time.